approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any discussion?
I'll probably have a few questions,
Sure.
so.
I guess the one question I have is, are we gonna have the Hillsdale Township contract in here or not?
Brought the contract, I can't find the signed one right now. It's-
Okay, so it'll just be next meeting?
So this is what they approved, money wise and everything.
Okay.
I need to find that
Okay,
actual
all right,
signed
so it'll
one,
be
they got
the next-
misplaced evidently.
Okay, all right.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I missed who moved.
Kathy,
Kathy. All right, who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, review the minutes. They look good.
Yep.
Except for small correction. Expand as presented. Thank you. Approved bills. Accounts payable dated May 16th. Regular $177,893.53. EFTs 528.38. For a total of $178,421.91.
Bobby missed the special meeting minutes.
Oh, there's two of them.
The special meeting minutes are just one page.
Yeah, that was yesterday's.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, those can stand as presented.
I move that we pay the bills of May 16th for a total of $178,421.91.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a couple of questions. The first one I have is, what's the Norgen Systems LLC for $8,796?
Norwegian, that's the diagnostic program that the guys use for the trucks.
For the mechanics.
So does that once a year charge of $8,000? Is that kind of the updated version of the program,
It's just the annual.
the annual licensing fee?
Mhm.
And then I saw in here that there was a G&G Glass repaired breakage on a door.
That was
That was
John's
John's truck,
Or is it truck? Okay.
his pickup truck. He got in his truck one morning and shut the driver's door and the rear window in the back blew out.
Really?
So something evidently had hit it somewhere and that change in air pressure evidently blew it out and so we had to have new one put in there.
And then I thought we bought some propane. Who did we buy the propane from?
Lions.
Lions, and we paid over $2 a gallon. Is that what I saw?
For propane, and that's for, was it Camden garage, it's like for the heat and stuff at the garage. itself.
242 a gallon.
Yeah, 242. But
I would have to pull the information to be able to give you more.
the cash price. When I called on cash price for my house, it was only $1.70. So I thought that was awful.
I can pull that invoice,
How
but
many
then,
gallons was it?
but figured into that price is also the delivery,
Yeah.
the little charges too that they put on the invoice. So the gallons is a certain amount, and then
Right.
they have the little fee, so then we have to add that to the gallon price and divide it out.
Well, I'm telling you that for me,
Okay,
it was $1.70 was the cash price in April, because I was calling, and that's all fees in. Now, it wasn't with Liberty, but it was with Baker. So again, I
can
just
pull it
thought it was
afterwards
so
and
much
let you know.
higher than what I
Do
expected.
we
That's
own
all.
the tank?
Oh,
I believe, I would have to look into
That
it.
makes
that does make
Whether we
difference.
do
Yeah,
or
you're
not.
right. Yep,
Well,
it does.
you know, I would say this. My mother, had got her LP gas from Lions for years. Unless it was on a pre-buy program in the fall of the year before the season started, my experience is they were higher than anybody else,
With Lions.
substantially higher. You know, so I think there are cheaper places than Lions. If we own that tank up there, there's cheaper
Right.
places than Lions to get it.
So anyway, that's just point of interest. Maybe we need to,
Yeah.
see if we
Well,
can do
here
that.
they changed the regulator and had to pressure test the tank. You paid for that too,
Oh, that.
right there.
But that shouldn't be
That was on a
the
separate
price
invoice.
per gallon.
Yeah,
That was on a separate
If
invoice.
it's
Or
on
just all
the,
that.
if it's on the same invoice,
Oh, I see where,
we
yeah,
have to
242 a
add
gallon.
it to the price for like.
Right, but it's not, because there was a separate invoice.
Yeah, I would have to.
Again, that's what I'm telling you, in accounts payable, it's $245, it looks to me like you had an invoice for $245
Yeah.
to change the regulator pressure test the tank, and then $554 propane Jerome garage, 225 gallons. So, anyways, it might be worth just, I mean, I know it's small potatoes, but if you look after the pennies, the dollars will follow,
I can't remember if we own that tank or not.
and I don't.
Well, now, if you wanna pay, get scrapped too.
I'm not going there, I'm
I
just
got
telling you,
it.
I know what I called in April and what it was, and I was surprised it was that high, given that it was such a mild winter.
If you own your own tank though, the way to do it will be go with Baker's because they got about the best price around.
So I have a question, Jensen Bridge and Supply. 4 invoices for a total of 45,000.
That's the culverts.
Okay,
You guys approved the bid for the culverts and we had to order all those 12-inch
okay.
different size culverts, that's what that is.
And they billed per shipment, they didn't bring it on one shipment, so they billed as they delivered.
So CSP is an abbreviation for culvert.
No, it's a corrugated steel pipe.
Oh, okay, cause
Had to think of it.
yeah, cause I would agree with you, I was wondering what that was, because I didn't understand the acronym, so, yeah, perfect.
So this, US Nuclear Regulatory Agency, this is a once a year thing we have to pay
That's our
for.
annual licensing fee to have the new gauge.
So my question to that, cause that was $12,000.
Yep.
Do we really want that new gauge? What does it save us? Or could we borrow Jackson's or someone else's at $12,000 just for that fee? Just a question, cause I don't know anything about it,
That would have to be something we look into.
okay? Because we don't use it that often, do we? Or we do?
Not right now, but we,
We
will
will,
be.
okay,
yes,
well, because we're all certified now,
yes.
yes,
We got three that are,
okay.
but we're still waiting on them to come back and they're gonna give us an audit, probably soon,
Okay.
and we'll see how that.
I guess it would still be interesting to know if that $12,000 fee is a fee that we wanna continue paying. Because I don't know what the cost is to either share, you know, because I don't know how often they're used, is it something you could share? You know, I just don't know, I don't know.
They get a little particular with the new gauges.
You can't take them out of the house. So you can't bring theirs down.
Okay,
You can't take
all right.
ours up there.
Okay,
Yeah, they got little quirks that,
We,
okay,
even though the amount of radiation that thing has
it's
is
not
like
minute.
minute.
right.
Charlie says you can swallow it, and it might make you feel bad for a day or two until you pass it. And that's
Well, Bob,
I'm not gonna
I was gonna say, you try it.
Test that theory.
But it's a minute little like capsule that goes in the bottom inside a lead
Yeah.
case and everything.
Yeah.
And the amount of radiation that it actually emits is like
But that's what we use to test the
the density.
density of the road.
Yeah, they don't want you transporting.
So really, we should be and will be using it when we do these bridges to test the density of the compaction, you know, on the sides of it and everything. We should be using it on any federal aid project that we have to do.
All right, I guess we
It's
have to take.
kind of, yeah, it's one of those, we can look to see if we could get rid of it, you'd have to hire at that point.
Right,
the
and
contractor.
again, and if we do it frequently, maybe, again, is it feasible, but it just was, that was pretty
Contractor's
expensive.
fee would shock you.
Probably, yes.
Right,
It's
right.
just like the inspection fee for the bridges is like
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
$350,000. You know, it's like,
10% of the cost of the
yes,
project.
exactly.
And to get rid of this thing, I'll bet you'd have,
I think I'm gonna get.
No, I think
certified
the
because
cost of getting rid of it would be minimal, cause they don't even want the unused ones just sitting around, you know, so.
Right, all right.
Anything else? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. You're pretty confident with your job.
What?
You're pretty confident with your job.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
was.
you got the,
We approved the,
both of them, yeah, it's a total.
He had them signed in advance, did he? Well,
Oh, just trying to be prepared.
Right.
We got all four.
All right. Approved payroll dated May 23rd for 117, 126.54.
I move we pay payroll.
support.
Any discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
God, I almost got that one signed before. Oh, I gotta go through there. It's on, okay.
There's two right there.
Okay. So Bob, have you had any conversation with Jay about how much either overtime or money they had to spend on private contractors to clean up all of the storm damage mess in northwest Branch County when that bad one hit there a few weeks
No,
ago?
I haven't talked to Jerry.
I don't think it'd be cheap to hire outside contractors.
Well, I
Because
think I heard the comment that there was so much to do that I think they had to hire some
A
outside
couple counties
contractors.
did.
That's
I'm
what
not
Jay,
sure what they paid.
actually, I talked to Jay the day after I seen him on the road there, and he was the one that said, we just don't have the manpower to clean something like that.
I do know there was a lot of communication between a lot of the counties in this area to include, because Kalamazoo got hit hard too.
Yes,
And so a lot of the county road commissions went out and basically what do they call it?
some website.
Yeah, that's a website where we all can, took fires, stuff back and forth at each other. And almost every county from about Clare down offered, if you need any assistance, let us know, we'll send crews and people, and so just about every county around has offered the help to anybody that needed it, so, which was good to see.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Treasurer's report.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $2,990,957.99. Total receipts was $716,031.13. Total bills and payroll is $295,548.45. Bonds and escrow, $10,250. CD reserved for 2 trucks is $645,831.82. Ending available fund balance is $2,755,358.85, and outstanding accounts payable is $4,880.16.
Any questions? If not, stand as presented. Thank you. Public comment. Chris?
Oh, this Lions propane thing, I used to have them at one of my houses, and I got rid of them, because they were the highest ones around, highest price, it's not gonna hurt to make a couple phone calls. I have Liberty, but there are, I think Baker might be cheaper, but it was pennies, but if you're gonna make the move, I already had Liberty in the other houses, so I just kept it all the same. But, yeah, this nuclear thing, is there another way to test, like seismic waves or sonar or something like that?
No, not that we send that spec. There's certain things, there's non-nuclear ways of doing certain things, but not for asphalt. We can do it for like soil compaction, but we don't have that technology here anyway, but it can be done, but there's certain ones that it's just required, but,
Of course it is.
of course, yeah.
Alright,
Yep.
I'm done, thank you.
Done? Alright. Okay, manager's comment.
All right, well, let's see here, where do I start? So we've been out paving Bankers Road, that was the portion of the road that pretty much blew out on us. They're doing a 2-inch overlay, inch and a half overlay, pretty much the entire length from the West County line to Abbott. They're a little over halfway done, they're doing pretty good. They had one issue that the paver didn't match up with one of the flow boys coming down the hill towards the creek there, and so as it pushed and pulled that trailer, there's some rough spots in the asphalt, and so we had them, when they went to do the other lane, we had them build that just a little bit higher so we can go back in with another like small lift to level it out, so that'll get leveled out, you won't notice it, but if you happen to ride it right now, there is a rough spot right there. Other than that, I think it rides really good. I rode it the other day, went out and saw the crews and was watching them working and took them some pizza. They all had a good time, but it rides really good. It's all the way over to the county line, almost back to that, the bridge there where that Grant Road, little private road that goes off, and then up to that little party store. That's about the area that they're at right now. They're continuing today. It'll probably be maybe another week, 4 days, maybe that short. Well, they're not gonna do the short week next week, but probably the following week it'll be done. Then we'll move on to North Adams Road, I believe. And depending on budget and time, possibly lilac and then some paver patching, small spots to heal them in. At that point, they'll switch over to chip seal, and we'll start that process. Let's see, we worked on Blair Road, which is in Reading Township. That was one of their projects from last year. We got that pretty much buttoned up. There's just a little bit of, straighten up, clean up kind of thing, but we got it re-gravelled,
What road was that?
Blair.
Blair.
Got a ditch debermed, and we built it with gravel because it needed to be raised up considerably. Originally, they wanted like a layer of gravel and a layer of limestone. We talked them into doing all gravel, so that gave them the cost was the same, and it gave them more gravel, and we built it with gravel, and then we said we'll be able to cap it with some limestone after traffic runs on it for a year next year, and they should have a really, really good road there. So, but as it is right now, that one's pretty much done. We're in the process of re-graveling or putting the spot graveling in for Litchfield Township. They're the first township, then the brine will be right behind them. So they're working on Litchfield and Scipio right now. And we'll just start moving our way, and the brine will come right with it. Probably got another day or two for Litchfield, and then the brine will start there. Sterling Road, we've got the first half mile done. The next mile is mostly done, and they've started on the second mile, which is the final mile, 2.5 mile stretch. They started working on that, and then we get that wrapped up. That's a pretty good project there for Litchfield. I thought I had the Hillsdale Township contract that they signed at the last meeting. For some reason, I've misplaced it evidently. So I'll have to get that. They did sign it, and so it just needs to come here to get approved. But then at the same time, it's going to sit and wait until the county is done with their audit and all that, figure out where they're at, and whether they're going to sign their half of the contract to match it. And if that doesn't happen, it's kind of a moot point anyway. But so I will definitely have it for the next meeting to sign at least that portion, and then it'll sit and wait until the county makes its decision.
And that's for the parks roads.
Yeah, that's for the roads in Lewis Emery. If you wanted to know real quick, it's basically 150 $4,000 total project, where we would take half and then the other half gets split between the township and the county or the park. That 25% for them is roughly $38,500. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's not horrible,
No.
you know, so, but we would be we are on the hook for about 75,000 is our portion, so. It's, the whole thing's like 1.25 miles long, so it's not a lot, but. Let's see, the territorial road bridges are still on track, and hopefully by the end of next month, it'll be done. We're still, I don't wanna say haggling with the Boy Scouts, they've got a few questions on the new easement that we had to do. Just asking for distances and slope and that kind of thing. I haven't got a final cost on what they're expecting yet, the last offer was 1,000. Hopefully they take that. The Beecher and Trip Road culverts that go across the one drain goes through both of them. We're actually starting to work on Beecher Road today. There's the main culvert, which is what we ordered and had to get, you know, and just west of that, maybe, I don't know, 75 yards, there's a smaller tube, it's like a 8 or 12 inch tile that's in there that we need to replace first, and so they're cutting that out and replacing that today, so the road's closed for part of the day until they do that. Then, I don't know if they're gonna be started on that next week or after that short week. We're gonna start on replacing the Beecher Road large culvert.
How big
After that.
How big is that one?
Ooh, that's a,
Like 3 foot or 4 foot?
oh, that's like a 6 foot.
That's a big one,
That's a big one, yep.
okay.
And both that and Trip are a squash tube, and so if it's perfectly round, I believe it's 92 inches. So being squashed, it's wider than it is tall, you know, than the regular round. But so the plan is to do Beecher Road first, because that's the downstream one, get that set, and then once that's done, then we'll divert traffic over onto Trip, and then when that's done, we'll close Trip, and we'll do that one. Basically the same thing. I think it's 10 foot shorter is the only thing. And we'll get those two done and knocked out of the way. Still waiting on the hydraulic study for Elm. So I've pimped Charlie a couple times this week to get hold of that company and get us that information. And Hog Creek, we're just waiting on the bridge itself to get delivered. It should be within the next few weeks. Should be here. And then hopefully we get done with those big culverts, then we can move on to Hog Creek, and hopefully then we have some information on Elm and we can move on to Elm. And the guys are gonna be quite busy doing culverts and bridges this year.
So is there any reason why all those culverts in that area are failing at the same time? Is there
They probably got put in at the
something
same
going on?
time.
Okay.
That's the big thing, a lot of roads, a lot of bridges, the whole infrastructure system was built at the same time, and it's all failing at the same time. You know, whether it be a concrete bridge or culverts, all the culverts seem to be failing about the same time. Concrete bridges in that same area be failing about the same time, but
Probably about 50 to 60 years.
if not more. I mean, some of these were built in the 20s. I mean, for the concrete bridges, the culverts weren't built.
For example, the bridge on Likely Road, just north of Hartley.
Yeah, Heartland Lake.
It's been one lane for forever. And I think the info in the engineering report that came out a year ago was that bridge was built in 1920. And it has a 10-ton load limit on it, plus it's one lane. I mean, if anything bigger than about 10 or 11 foot, you can't even get through it.
Yep, and there's a few of them around, maybe not quite that old, but they're
You couldn't have
They're right
went
there.
there 2 teams of horses.
Not side by side, no.
But back then, they waited on one another.
Yeah.
Let's see, the tractor that we need to discuss about the breakdown. lose my mind today. So anyway, it's 20,000 and some change. Talked to Joe a little bit ago, he said, basically 2 to 3 of the valves stuck in the head. So,
Oh,
something internal let loose, and the block is still okay, that's why they can rebuild.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with the machining, and labor, is what costs so much. It's a 2018, and I think it's got 2,040 some hours on it. So that's really not a whole lot
that's
of
not many hours.
hours on it.
What kind of warranty came with that when we bought it?
It's a
6
couple
years
years.
old.
You don't get much on those. It's 2 or 3 years and maybe 3 max.
Yeah.
That's 7, 8 years old, which isn't really old for it, but
Right.
you know, it's evidently just something internally let loose. And
And this is a complete rebuild,
yes,
rods, mains, everything.
everything.
Is it a new
They'll-
head or?
Yes, I believe it's a new, well, it's a machine head, the machine. That's where a lot of that machine was coming. I want to say $6,000 or $7,000 was machining, and the labor in the machining.
Well, if they're gonna do a complete overhaul, they'll have to check the crank to make sure that's.
We do have like 2 to 3 others that are way older that need to get out of the system before this one. We think about getting rid of this one, so I think it is something that we gotta bite the bullet, get it fixed, and get it back out there working. But so it's not one that we would probably look at
Replacing.
like getting rid of and getting a different one, because we got definitely some older ones that need to
Right.
leave.
If we have older ones, should we swap engines on the older one and put it in the new one?
They wouldn't work.
We've got 2 different kinds.
It'd be like putting a lawnmower engine in a big tractor.
Ask the question, make sure it was thought about.
Aren't some of the other ones New Holland and?
Yeah, they're different brands, they're,
Oh,
yeah, they're,
John Deere and that, they wouldn't match up.
I think they're the Fords and the New Hollands and that, and these are John Deere's.
So what's the price on a brand new engine?
He hasn't got the actual price back, but they basically said it's double, well, this.
40 grand.
40 grand. And a rebuild's gonna get us to the same place.
It'll get us to a place where the rest of the tractor wears out,
Okay,
you know, 'cause-
alright. Okay,
so my recommendation is that, you allow me to sign that or get it approved to get it going.
You need a motion or?
I need a dollar amount. I can't.
You know what? Let me get it, I know I lost my mind, set it down.
And who's fixing it?
AIS.
WAIS.
Okay.
40 grand.
I think,
That's why new equipment costs so much.
Oh, yeah, well, that's why old equipment costs so much to fix it too.
Or even you buy good used equipment,
Just put
it's
a
high
new
price.
I'm sorry, the hours was 25.43, so it's still not.
Yeah,
and I think we'll have to do a motion because I think you can approve 15,000. Is that right?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
have your motion.
So the total is 20,352.62.
I move we authorize the manager to get this tractor repaired.
for the amount of 20,352.
Signature.
That is an estimate.
Oh.
You know how when they get into things.
Okay, then I retract that part.
Well, I think,
So will they be able to let you know if additional costs is?
Oh yes, before they do it, they'll let us know, but
yeah,
Oh, so this,
as they get into it, it could change.
They're gonna wanna tear it down.
yeah, but I'm saying when they get in there, before they do additional work, would they have to get approval before doing that?
Yes.
So if there is additional, we can
I'll
bring it
support
back
Gary's
and,
motion.
Well, if we were to say maybe up to 25, that would cover.
then.
I don't think we
that's what
need to bring
thought.
it back every time.
No.
Right,
No.
right.
No.
So let's see, the wording out says valve stuck in head, remove cylinder head, send machine shop to have new valve guides and seals installed, replace leaking, EGR cooler was also leaking, and replace the engine motor mounts, because apparently when that let loose, the violent shaking of the motor snapped the motor mount, and so that's kind of all just trickles down the line there.
Surprised it didn't get a piston.
I'm sure it did, rocker arms, push rods.
Yep. It bent one, and it didn't break the piston, it bent a push rod.
That's usually what happens.
So that's, and yes, that's for,
Jamie had a hand up.
Since we're talking about mowers, maybe this is where you wanna hear from me.
Should we do the second
No,
public
You
comment?
gotta do it under public comment.
Oh,
Okay, then we got another one coming up, another public comment.
oh, okay.
Actually, this is Green Mark Equipment.
Okay, Green Market
Oh, it is an
Equipment.
AIS then.
Jonesville?
I saw the deer symbol on it. So it is local, Green Mark.
Somewhat local.
Alright,
We,
So does the motion read
we
up
have
to 25,000?
Up to 25,000, I got Gary and then Mark.
And it's Green Mark Equipment.
any more discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
and I guess unless I missed something, these other things I think will get
Yeah,
addressed later in the, if anybody's got any questions.
So on mowing, are we mowing roadsides now, or will that start next week?
We started last Monday.
Okay. Well, I was a little confused with, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. And so on the way in today, I saw some roadsides that looked like they had been mowed recently. And so, I'm glad to see
We
it.
got some mowers out for the grass, that first cut, and then we also have the swing arms out. This is a swing arm
Yeah.
also, to try to hit the clear vision at the intersections in the brush, which they'll reach out to the back slope.
anything else for Bob?
Mowing, where did they start, just so do we know that?
No, I would lie to you if I told you.
Okay. I just, if the townships asked me, I already started.
The one that I saw had been mowed was in Jefferson Township, it was Reading Road in Jefferson Township.
So do you?
I wanna say it was kind of that same as where we've got the swing arms going, that southeast corner.
Southeast corner. And so I guess my question would also be with the mowers, because we have 4, do we have them countywide, or do they all mow in the same area and kind of move?
They'll move.
So they do mow together and then move to
For
the next
that general
section?
area, they're not like right together.
Right, no, I understand,
Yes.
but they kind of cover a quarter of the county and then.
If we get a complaint for, especially right now for, really tall weeds or
Right,
brush or something, we'll send somebody over
Intersections.
to do that
Yeah.
specifically, but then they try to go back to.
Okay, so they kind of stay together in that, and then kind of cover that, but that's what I did know. Okay, thanks.
Anything else for Bob? If not, we need to award West Salt Trail bid.
Okay, so I guess you guys did the bid opening last meeting and then, put it on hold.
Tabled it.
Tabled it to this meeting.
This is the one that's in Somerset Township, correct?
Yes. So the low bidder on the bid tab is Michigan Paving at $270,172.15. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't go with the low bid, and they've always done good work for us, so. And really, that's a complete thing, they come in, they do it all, and come out, we don't need to do anything with it, which helps us.
They do shoulders and everything, don't they?
Yes,
So refresh my memory, is that something we're paying half of?
60/40.
60/40. Because you're also working on something for Somerset Township that's gonna be by special assessment if they go forward, but this
Yes.
isn't the one.
No, this is not, this is a specific one that the township requested, and we're working with the township there.
Lake
They're wanting
Somerset.
Lake Somerset Association is taking that under consideration, I guess, to do all the roads in there,
Might still be another year or two away.
definitely.
That's a $5 million project.
And
It'd be
we're
nice, but
and we're 40% on that one, right?
the Lake Somerset one?
60-40, yeah, on the West Sauk Trail,
Yes.
I'm sorry, we're the
Oh, West
40%.
Sauk Trail, yes,
Yeah, we're
yes.
the 40.
Not on the.
Right, I switched them, sorry.
I was like, oh, no, we're not doing
You have the
60/40
right
now.
to switch
Yep,
every once in a while.
Yep, all right.
Did we have a motion for?
Not yet.
I would move that we approve the contract, award the bid to, Michigan Paving on the West South Trail
I'll support
project.
it.
Any more discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
I would just make this comment, with respect to Somerset Township and what they wanna do there on Lake Somerset. And my early days as county treasurer, there were special assessments on those lakes to do probably the initial paving, and so that was 40 years ago.
Yeah, they haven't, Somerset Township hasn't heard back from Lake Somerset either after it was announced how much it was gonna cost.
And that's what the township was kind of wondering, is once they found the general ballpark of where they're talking, are they still interested? I don't know, because we haven't heard back.
And then also there's the drain commission who's got the dam project there. And, I'm not sure if Somerset's gotta kick in for that or not.
I'm not sure. I would assume so.
I'm thinking that they will, but they don't know the dollar amount on that either.
Or whether that would then go under a drainage district,
Yeah.
to spread it, not necessarily the township, but
But there is supposed to be some road work done, I think. Aren't they gonna, no, there isn't a road over the dam, is there? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Anyways, we got a motion on the floor.
Can you point out where West Sauk Trail is on the map? I was just looking for it.
It's probably so small that,
Yeah, it's around,
yeah, it's one of the little bitty ones around Lake Somerset there that
yeah. I don't
I
even
wanna
think,
say it goes down into one of the little,
Right.
one of the little,
cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac. I can probably pull
I
it up
don't
on my.
even think it's a mile, is it?
Oh, no, it's not.
About maybe 3/4 of a mile.
So we got a motion and a second. All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, I'll try to explain this. Authorize clerk to transfer updated fund primary to local, so we're gonna need an amendment to the amendment to that motion.
So I had to do more, I thought I was done with it, then I had to do more adjustments per the auditor. And we did that, which made our, primary to local fund
Thank you.
less, which is good. So hopefully, I believe I'm just about done with audit unless they come back with more. So I'm asking for a motion to correct the motion of 2461 that corrected the motion before that, which was 2453, to transfer 1,685,652,000. Oh my gosh, let me start over. $1,685,652.31 from primary to local.
Well moved.
Alright.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Couldn't get it out smoothly.
Our last
Thank you for understanding that
Yeah.
process.
It was a process.
It should be, I'm just,
Yep.
It's not your fault.
I think I like it comes back lower every time.
Yeah.
But,
Discuss and vote SMA Craig dissolution proposal and bylaw amendment. think about, but we got that?
It's in your folder,
in
the
your-
original,
yep.
that we have to vote on.
Is this what they talked about at the Southeast Conference?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the proposal to dissolve the
Dissolve an organization that has been
That hasn't done a
basically
whole lot.
defunct for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
they've gone back and forth with combining it with the northern, so southern and northern. So I'm assuming they're gonna try to make one statewide and
and plus we also have to, dissolve it, say yes, but we also got a choice of whether you wanna turn the balance over to County Road Association, Craig.
And so basically, there's a amount in their bank account, and they figured out, I wanna say it's like,
$21,515.
yeah, it's like $700 and some dollars per county
Yeah,
that they can either, that's what the proposal is, you can either vote to give that back to each county, or just dissolve it and put that into CRA.
makes more sense to, I think, CRA.
I think CRA could use it as far as, it helps with their training, that they set up and all that, and they're, I don't know, that would be it could be part of the Roads Plus stuff, which is a political action committee, so I think that's gotta be separate. This goes to CRA to do the training and conferences and that kind of stuff.
Anybody else need to see this?
So what do I want to do? Yes, dissolve it and turn over to the, Craig,
That would be the board's decision.
what's the,
I would move we do that.
Support.
So yes to dissolve.
And transfer the money to Craig.
And
And then you can, I believe you can mark that, and then we'll send that back.
You gotta sign it.
I don't even have to sign it, I think it's just a mutual thing.
We have to vote on it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Here's the envelope and stuff for that too.
I don't even know one remembers that.
How many is that one? Alright, township contract. Litchfield gravel, 1,500 cubic yards, Ransom road stabilization, 33 miles, and gravel, 1,000?
They've actually ponied up for both, added 1,000 this year.
Wow. Wow.
Usually it's one or the other, and it's 500 or Brian. This year they went 1,000 at Brian.
Did Cliff get hurt?
Fell off the apple cart.
Was he not present at that meeting?
Oh. Well, that's good, I'm glad.
Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
No, don't say anything more, sign
Nope.
it.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with.
I would move we approve the township contracts as presented.
Support.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Yeah, they do have a rough time down there.
They don't have one.
It's possible they had some COVID funding money left over. I mean, they did some work on their township hall, and I think they may have some of that money left over.
Years ago, they would not spend money on roads. They spent all their money on the cemetery.
Boy, that ain't good.
Uh,
You gotta have a road to be able to get into the cemetery.
Well, I think the board thought they was gonna get buried there, so they wanna make sure that.
Oh, that road was okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I see what the method in their madness was. Actually, I guess, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, where I go, I go.
Somebody else can figure out what to do in there.
That one's done.
I won't be worried about it. As Mark Twain says, with any luck, I'll have friends in both places.
I think that's
Is that what Mark Twain had to say about that subject?
Alright. Now we're on public comment.
Are you ready? We're ready. Well, some of you know me, some of you don't, I guess. Don Fowler, been here for 10 years, mowing for the county for 10 years. And this year, for some reason, I heard that I'm not gonna be called back. And I don't understand that at all, because I got almost a perfect record, except the time Mike and I went to court when that woman sued us. That's the only problem I've had in 10 years. Now, the soup told me that I'd run over 2 or 3 of them little green towers hiding in the grass 5 foot high. Of course, we all run over them when they're like that. When they fix them, they mark them, so we know where they are the next year. But that was a pretty poor excuse, I think, to get rid of me. I really do, because I was really looking forward to this job for 2 more years. My wife just had cancer surgery yesterday, she's not working, I'm not working. And then I get that call 3 weeks ago or so, I hadn't said anything because I was waiting for the surgery to get done. She had it yesterday. I really like my job.
Would you wanna talk to him after the meeting?
Yes, we can talk after the meeting if you'd like.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Any other? Any comment from the board? That's pretty quiet.
Yeah?
I had this thought, you know, and maybe the two of you had plans to do this anyway, but as we develop a contract with the manager, I'd certainly think it'd be good to run it by our legal counsel.
Oh, definitely. We normally would do that anyway, so.
Well, we do have a meeting set up,
Yes, June 13th?
13th, after our next, board meeting. It'll be a
Okay.
meeting between Bob and myself to kind of start hashing that over, so. I guess having said that, just as part of this public meeting, which was in the minutes, but, you know, yesterday we had interviewed 2, for that position, and the board decided to go into contract negotiations with Bob Griffiths.
When's that next meeting?
I think it's the 13th,
June 13th.
yep, June
Need a
13th.
time, you know, that's what we have to buy the time.
That's our regular board meeting. And then
No,
it's
Right,
after
our meeting.
Yeah, after that.
negotiations.
But it's Thursday the 13th, it's not Friday the 15th.
Correct.
I'm superstitious anyway, but I will not start a job on Friday if it's a new job. And I don't even work on Friday the 13th.
There you go. There you
There
go.
you go.
I've had a few things happen, and
There you go.
not that I'm superstitious.
What about your employees? Do they work on Friday the 13th?
Actually, I don't like them too, but they do. Well, if there's nothing else, we can stand adjourned. Thank you.